related to number 11 Madison Avenue. Is there anyone here that would like to speak to number 11 Madison Avenue? Yes, sir. Please approach the podium, sir. And we would like your name and address for the record. And again, you have 3 minutes. Thank you.
My name is Scott Matheny. I live at 29 Richardson Avenue. I'm the property manager for 11 Madison. I know we had some problems there in the last month. Those problems are gone, won't ever be back. We're going to take care of what we got to take care of and get it on the right track so the people in Madison can have a nice neighborhood.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate your comments.
You all set with me?
As far as I know, Chiefs, do you have anything in particular for our property manager from 11 Madison?
Yeah, I'd like him to stick around if he could, just till we go through 11 Madison Ave.
Okay. All right. So Chief Slayton, I'm aware that there's been some significant police activity at number 11 Madison Ave. So if you want to, if you'd give us a rundown of that, it would be helpful.
Yes. Thank you, City Manager. We've had domestics there. We've had several calls there. Most recently, on the 3rd of January, we executed a search warrant at that residence and arrested 2 of the tenants for several drug charges. One of the tenants was released that night because it was not bail eligible, only to start up shop again at that residence. And again, we executed a search warrant on January 13th, arresting the second tenant again for multiple charges. At this particular time, that person is incarcerated, pending action in the courtroom. After those 2 tenants were arrested, we still continue to have issues at that residence. Most recently, on the 14th of January, we've had a burglary where people have been going in helping themselves. So I'd like to think that this problem's resolved, but I constantly get calls on this even after both people have been locked up. So this property has definitely become a nuisance to us in the city, in the tenants or the residents that live in that area. So any course of action that we can take immediately, I'd appreciate that.
Chief, just for clarification for the record, you made arrests at that particular address. It's not uncommon, I don't think, for the police department to make arrests at any given address for actions that are taken in other places. Are you saying that the drug sales were happening at that address, or that simply the alleged crimes or perpetrators of the crimes resided there? Do you understand the distinction I'm trying to get at?
Both things were occurring. People were coming on a daily basis, hourly, to pick up drugs at that address. Several drugs were found at that address when we executed the search warrant, along with a loaded handgun. So we kind of have both things going on at once. And we also have a list of different vehicles coming and going at that address all hours of the evening.
Thank you. Chief Fritz, do you have anything?
Fire and EMS responded once recently. That was on the 14th for a medical call, kind of somewhat associated with the burglary. So that's all the action we've had there.
Okay.
Which I can, if I may add to that, I'm sorry, Chief Fritz, may add that there was an overdose at that time also, and this is after the people were incarcerated.
Councilor Garland, we've received the initial complaint on this. I've been contacted by neighbors. I've been contacted by some of our local elected officials related to their observations, simply based on the police reports that are distributed on a daily basis. It seems as though this property is definitely a hot hotspot, similar to some of the other ones that we've dealt with in the past. I don't know if there's any connection between those past addresses and this one, but I also know that it's a process that takes time to get through, and I appreciate the police department's efforts to do what they can on their end. I guess I'm concerned about how we do things on our end. How do we, are we able to move this up to a hearing at this point in time for our next meeting?
I would recommend that the hearing be scheduled for our March meeting, and at that point in time, we will be able to give the owner of the real property sufficient notice. He's out of state. Mr. Matheny here is, credit him for showing up and addressing the issue. However, this issue has proven to be a difficult one for the entirety of the sworn members of the Auburn Police Department, the Fire Department, and the Codes Department to deal with over the last several months. So I think it's good of Mr. Matheny to be here today, but I just don't know if there's the capability on the ground to address this issue. So I think we're going to need to bring in the owner of the real property, and the most appropriate time would be for the March meeting.
Okay. So Chiefs, based on the recommendation from Corporation Council, propose to put this on for the March meeting, and we'll make all the appropriate legal notifications to do so. Unless you have any different thoughts on that, we'll call the roll on that course of action for number 11 Madison.
Chief Slayton?
Yes.
Chief Fritz?
Yes.
Manager Dygert?
Yes.